Hey, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Borderlands 3, and today I just want to put together a quick guide going over all of the locations for the rare spawns as part of the rare spawn event this week. If you guys didn't catch yesterday's video, then as part of the October anniversary for Borderlands, every single week there's a new event. Last week was of course increased boss drops, and this week is increased spawn rate for select rare spawns. There are 14 of them in total, and of course on top of that it's an increased chance to get the legendary that they can drop. So I thought a quick guide showing you guys where you can find those ones would be helpful, because if you want to go and farm anything in particular, then this will give you everything you need in one place. So if we start off with the very first one on the list, which is Arekkz, you can find him over on Pandora. You need to go to the Carnivora map. This one is a bit of a trek because you have to work your way all the way up from the very beginning. There's no kind of closer spawn point. But what you then want to do is you want to go all the way up to the kind of big open area where you can basically get the vehicles and start driving around. Conveniently for this one, you have a sign to know whether or not the rare spawn has spawned, because as soon as you come out of the arena and you get into the big open area where you can start driving around, if you look in the sky, you'll actually see a Arekkz symbol, basically a bat symbol. It's Batman. So if you see that, it means he's spawned. If you don't see that, simply quit to the main menu, reload. It'll actually load you back in just outside that doorway, so it's a pretty convenient way to check for the spawn. It does take a little while. I had to reload this quite a few times, but either way, with that in the sky, you then have what you need. So you then run all the way over to the other side of the map, over to this small kind of alcove, this little cave here. Go inside, he'll then come out of the building, you kill him, and that's of course the Arekkz. For the second one, in order to find El Dragon Jr., you want to go over to Eden 6, go to the Jacob's Estate, and not too far from the spawn point, you go over here right near the Iridium tablet. If you then go over and put a waypointer here and go into this area, then right in the corner, right at the very end, he has a chance to spawn and come running out of there. If you again go to this location and he's not there, simply quit the main menu, go back in, reload, and then you have your chance to run this on loop. For the third one, for Road Dog, you then want to go over to Pandora, go to the Splinterlands, and you want to set your waypointer to this area here. It's basically like a little camp not too far from one of the catch and ride stations. You then go over to the back of this area, and then he will spawn up in the top corner. Again, same principle. If he's not there, reload, go back in. You know the deal. For the fourth one, we have the Indo Tyrant. This again is on Eden 6. You want to go to the Floodmoor Basin, and you want to set your waypointer to here. This is the large open area where some of the vehicles can drive around. You basically want to take the elevator down, drop off the edge, go down to this area, and generally speaking, the basically giant TRex will be roaming around this area. Generally, it's around this particular vicinity that I put the waypointer in, but you drop down there and he's pretty big. It's pretty difficult to miss. So if you go down to this area and you don't see him, then you know what you need to do.
Into the fray.
For the next one, it is the Force Troopers. Now, I got super unlucky with this because bear in mind that even though it is a rare spawn event, it is not a guaranteed rare spawn event. So they have increased chances to spawn, but they're not always going to be there. And no matter how hard I tried, these guys were just not showing up today. But this is the location regardless. I've fought them before. This is just where you need to go. Either way, you go to Atlas HQ. So you go to Promethea, Atlas HQ, go to the spawn point, and then you want to run across the lower region to begin with, up that staircase, as if you were going the normal way to the Katagawa Jr. boss fight, but instead of taking the right up the staircase, you want to continue straight forward, get to this location you see here, and then when you get to the very end, there's basically a chance for the Force Troopers, which are basically the 5 Power Rangers, to spawn, and of course you can then kill them. Sometimes you kind of want to sort of sit around and wait around the area, sometimes you want to sort of fire your gun off, but generally speaking, if you're lucky and you're not getting kind of super unlucky with the spawns like I was, they will spawn here, and this is where you can go to farm them for the random legendary class mods. After that, the next one is the Demo Skagen. So for this one, you want to go to Pandora, go over to the Droughts, and for this one, you then want to go and set your waypointer to where you see right here. It's not too far from the fast travel station. You go past the building, you go into the very back, and there's an area where a load of Skags will spawn. Again, they may not always be there, but the Demo Skagen spawn in a pair, so you kill the first one, second one shows up, so it's actually a chance to get a couple of different drops from them, but pretty easy to get to. Again, if they're not there and you happen to reload, it actually reloads you in close proximity, so it's pretty easy to kind of go back and forth to get them to show up.
Another, more.
The next one is the Unstoppable. For this one, you want to go over to Eden 6, you want to go to the Amber Mire, and you want to set your waypointer to this location you see here. Again, not too far from the fast travel station. It's essentially inside this little enemy encampment. Go inside, and he has a chance to spawn amidst the enemies. Sometimes you need to clear them out, and he starts showing up. Admittedly, in this gameplay, this was kind of quite a while ago. I killed him ages ago, but he basically died behind what was in front of him. But as you can see, he dropped a legendary. That is actually the enemy that was there. But basically, the Unstoppable has a chance to spawn here, so this is where you want to go. Kill him for a chance at the Band of Scytherrack legendary shield. Moving on from there to Thunk and Sloth. For this one, you want to go over to Pandora, go to Conrad's Hold, and you want to go to the location you see marked on screen with the waypointer. I actually rather conveniently had the mission for this one. Keep in mind that some of these, given they are kill missions and kill quests, they may well show up on the quest board. If you happen to have that and you're lucky, then it's kind of a guaranteed spawn. But either way, you go there to this location, and amidst this area, when the enemies start coming out, they have a chance to spawn there. Of course, Thunk and Sloth are the big dude with the little dude in his shoulders, so pretty hard to miss, assuming they spawn. For the next one, for Max of Trillian, you need to go to Eden 6 and go to the Voracious Canopy. This one involves you going basically through the whole sort of area you ran through with the Balex mission. You go pretty much to the very end of the area to the top floor, so you can see with the waypointer here, this is actually on the top floor, so you kind of work your way through. It's a pretty, while it's a big complex, the actual path is pretty linear, so continue working your way through till you get to almost the top floor. You get into this room here, and you will see Max of Trillian. It's a little robot with the blades on the front who can then reflect your bullets, so, kill him, avoid being shot yourself, and that is your chance at the Horizon Legendary Shotgun. For Bulma Nate, what you want to do is go to Promethea, go to the Meridian outskirts, and go to this area you see me on screen right now. This, of course, is in the elevated area, so you need to go and actually take the lift up to the top. You work over to this area, and you'll then see him over on the corner, over on the kind of balcony area. That is where you can find Bulma Nate, and killing him gives you a chance at the Psycho Stabber Legendary Pistol. Then next up, for the Princess Tarantella 2, you want to go to Pandora, go back to the Splinter Lands, and you this time want to go to this open area you see with the waypointer here. It's, again, one of those kind of larger areas where vehicles tend to drive around, and it's pretty obvious because Princess Tarantella is a pretty big enemy, so you drive into the area and she'll just kind of spawn at the ground. And also, conveniently, you can be in a vehicle, so you could also use that to kill her if you wanted to. Either way, very difficult to miss, and this one, again, if she's not there, you tend to reload back at the Catch a Ride, which is not too far away, so again, it's pretty easy to run on a loop.
This is the way of things.
For the Mother of Grogans, what you then want to do is go over to Eden 6, go to the Anvil, and this is actually the same quest that we did for the Game of Thrones Easter egg, because it is an Easter egg. But you want to go over to this location here, you basically run through the area, loop around, go back to the, essentially kind of the sewers, and then you want to work your way into the back of there. If you walk into the room and you open the chest, that's typically what triggers her to spawn. Sometimes you walk in the room and she's not there, but then you open the chest and kind of shows up. So, I mean, again, she's a rare spawn, might not always be there, but that's typically how it's always happened for me. You open the chest, she shows up with, of course, her dragons or her Grogans, and you kill her for that rare spawn. For the Red Jabber, what you then want to do is go back to Amber Mire on Eden 6. This time you want to go and select the other fast travel location, because this one is much nearer to the designated location. Set your waypointer to just over on the right hand side over here, and then run over to this area. There's often quite a few badass Jabbers, but this is where the Red Jabber can spawn. Of course, this little dude in the interesting costume. Killing him, of course, gives you a chance at a random legendary grenade mod. And then finally, for the last one, Eurus Book Enforcer. This is over in Electricity in Promethea. What you then want to do is go to this underground area. So again, one of those kind of multi-layer ones. You want to see that this is actually on the lower layer. You want to run down to, there's a couple of ways you can get here. You can actually go via the area you would normally go to fight that kind of the One Punch Man Easter egg and then work around from there, or you can just drop down into the central location, drop down to the train tracks and just skirt your way around the side. Either way, he's this little guy that has a chance to show up outside of this door holding a little sword and shield or little wooden Stick and Shield, and that is your 14th rare spawn. Those are all the rare spawns that have increased chances to show up during this week's event, and of course they have their associated legendaries. If you want all the details on that, you can check out yesterday's video, I'll link that down below. But otherwise, hopefully this has been helpful, and of course if you have any other questions, by all means let me know in the comments down below. I really hope you guys enjoyed that video. Remember to hit that subscribe button and also click on the little bell icon to turn on notifications so you don't miss my next upload. Also, don't forget you can check out 269 and Paradise Central streaming over on Twitch 6 days a week. You can find a link to the multi-stream in the description box down below. Be sure to drop by and get involved. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy. Catch you next time. Peace out.